When you spend too much time looking at someone else's light, your own begins to dim. Comparison doesn't enter the soul like a storm. It comes like a whisper, gentle, persistent, convincing. It tells you that your story should look like someone else's, that you are behind, that God must have skipped your name. But He hasn't. He has never written two lives the same. The pattern of your days, the rhythm of your steps, the timing of your blessings, all of it was shaped by hands that have never made a mistake. Yet how easily we forget that truth when our eyes wander to another's road. Comparison is subtle. It begins with admiration but ends in anxiety. It steals gratitude and plants restlessness. Convinces us that God's silence must mean His absence. But silence is not absence. It's a space where God teaches us to trust the unseen. Every soul walks a different path. Every sunrise falls on a different horizon. You cannot rush the dawn, and you cannot copy another's light. The world will tell you that you're behind, but heaven measures differently. Heaven isn't watching how fast you move. It's watching how faithfully you walk. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Galatians 6 verse 9. The proper time. Those 3 words hold so much peace. There is a time for the seed to be buried and a time for it to rise. There is a time for the waiting and a time for the harvest. But the seed doesn't question the soil. It simply rests until the sun returns. And maybe right now you're in that soil season, hidden, waiting, feeling unseen. But what feels like burial is actually preparation. You're not forgotten. You're becoming. Comparison whispers that you've been left behind. But faith reminds you that you're being prepared for something greater than your imagination can hold. Think of David, anointed long before he wore the crown. For years he waited, shepherding sheep, fighting lions, singing to God under a sky that seemed silent. But those hidden years were holy years. They trained his heart to lead with humility. Think of Joseph, betrayed, enslaved, forgotten. His dreams seemed dead, but God was aligning kingdoms through his pain. What looked like a prison was the hallway to purpose. And even Jesus, 30 quiet years before his ministry began. 30 years of obscurity before 3 years that changed the world. If heaven doesn't rush, why do we? We compare our beginnings to someone else's middle, our waiting to someone else's breakthrough, our wilderness to another's harvest. But we do not see the whole story. Behind every visible victory is 1,000 hidden moments of surrender, prayer, and perseverance. Comparison blinds you to the beauty in your own process. It tells you that progress must be visible, that blessings must be loud, that timing must be fair. But God is not fair, He is faithful. He moves with precision, not pressure. He knows the weight your heart can bear, the lessons you still need, the strength you're still gathering in the quiet. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11. Not in someone else's time, not when you demand it. In its time, the time that only heaven knows. And that is the mystery of trust. To walk in peace when the clock ticks louder than your faith. Maybe you've been watching others receive what you've prayed for. Promotion, a relationship, a healing. And deep down, you smile for them. But part of you wonders, when will it be my turn? That ache is human. God isn't angry at your longing, but He wants to meet you there in the ache itself. He wants to show you that His timing is not delay, it's design. Sometimes He slows the journey to protect your spirit. Sometimes He closes doors to prepare your heart. Sometimes He holds back blessings until you've learned to carry them with peace instead of pride. The danger of comparison is that it turns your eyes away from what God is doing in you and focuses them only on what He's doing around you. And what you see around you will rarely tell the full story. That person you envy might be fighting a battle you can't see. That story that looks effortless might be built on unseen struggle. Every life carries its own shadows and its own grace. So stop comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. God is not writing mass-produced miracles. He's crafting a personal covenant. When you compare, you rush what was meant to ripen slowly. You trade trust for tension. You trade presence for pressure. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Psalm 37 verse 7. Stillness is not passivity, it's posture. It's the sacred stance of a soul that believes even in the dark. When you stop comparing, you rediscover gratitude. You see beauty in small beginnings. You realize that faith is not about catching up. It's about showing up. You start to notice the fingerprints of God in ordinary moments. In laughter shared, in prayers whispered, in quiet mornings where you simply breathe and remember that you are loved. Because the truth is, your life is not delayed. It's unfolding. Like a song that builds slowly toward a crescendo, every note matters, even the pauses. Especially the pauses. Maybe you've felt invisible lately. Maybe your work goes unnoticed, your prayers unanswered, your dreams untouched. But invisibility does not mean insignificance. Invisibility is where integrity grows. Ask any seed, it must stay underground long before it sees the sun. You are not behind, you are being built. Every hidden season is shaping something sacred. Every not yet from heaven is an invitation to deeper trust. You cannot measure divine timing with earthly clocks. When your time comes, and it will come, it will fit perfectly. It won't feel rushed or forced. It will arrive with peace, not panic. It will align like sunlight after rain, like the dawn after a long night. And in that moment, you'll understand why God made you wait. You'll see that He was protecting you from what you thought you wanted, refining you through what you didn't understand, and preparing you for what you were always meant to hold. You'll look back and whisper, "Thank you for taking your time with me," because every delay was a detail. Every pause was a promise in disguise. Every comparison that once broke your heart was replaced by gratitude for the path that was always meant to be yours. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Philippians 1 verse 6. The good work is still in progress. The artist is still painting. The author is still writing. The potter is still shaping. And what he starts, he finishes. Always. So rest. Let others run ahead if they must. Let them bloom in spring while you wait through winter. The same sun that warms their fields will return for yours. You have not been forgotten, you've been planted in holy ground. Trust that what God grows in secret will one day speak in beauty. And until then, live slow. Love deeply. Give thanks for every ordinary miracle that fills your days. Because one day, you'll stand where you once waited and realize the path that felt delayed was the one that brought you closest to His heart. You'll see that the danger of comparison was never just envy, it was distraction. And you'll know the freedom of walking in your own rhythm again, hand in hand with the God who never compares His children, only completes them. Your time will come, not because you forced it, not because you chased it, but because you were faithful enough to wait for it. And when it comes, it will be better than you imagined. So full of grace, it will make sense of every tear, every silence, every waiting season that once felt like loss. Your time will come, And when it does, it will arrive gently, like dawn spilling across the horizon. Slow, sure, and right on time. If this message spoke to your heart, share in the comments. What part of your journey are you learning to stop comparing and start trusting?